All right, I'm Jem. So I have feedback for your work for Liliana. So the first thing that I noticed that I think you didn't apply a color grading on her video. So if I go to color, you notice that pretty different. So you notice here if I apply, so I like this one much darker and rather than this one that I already saved for her. So I think I like this better to let me try it again. So this one versus this one. Again, this one versus this one. I think I'm okay with this compared to original like this. So Liliana 2 or probably Liliana 1. So I think this is just too vibrant here. So probably I would do this. Um, or I think no. Probably this one. Yes, I think I like this better. So I created this. So again, try to do some mixing of the color that's most appropriate. And yeah, I think that I like this better. Again, we inclined. If I go here, we incline to the temperature to be a bit bluish. Okay, so rather than this orangey like that, so which comes from the original recording. I think she's using iPhone. So you want to do something like this. Okay, so kind of bluish, and then for the vibrance, yeah, so more on this. Okay, so you could just make some adjustment. Then for the exposure, yeah, so kind of don't make it too light. Okay, so just make some adjustments as much as possible to make it more like this. Okay, and then the other thing that I want you to notice when you're using this part here that says Liliana Partida Nutritionist, please don't add the cookbook because it's just introducing her name, a certified nutritionist, and I made it more simpler. So the other thing that I added is that I added some whoosh background here that says whoosh, like let take a listen. It should say like this. You will lose it has a lot of merit. See that? So whenever I made some animations, because if you double click this in advance, you notice that there's always a length of the animation there. So you have to match the whoosh depending on the animation that you use for that. So notice that while it appear, so it says whoosh. It has a lot of merit. You see that whoosh whoosh, and then after that, it comes to keeping your body fit and flexible, especially. You see that? So it's also I added the same whoosh at the bottom. So notice that. So I just matches where the animation appears. So it whoosh. So make sure that it matches. Okay. So I just added that. So that's the animation that I did, make it more simpler, and also the color combination more of the branding of her logo. So light green and white and black. And the other thing that I would also do is like the thumbnail here, it's kind of orangey, so I think it would be better to adjust that color first before you use the thumbnail or produce the thumbnail to match the video. The old saying, if you don't use it, you will lose it, has a lot of merit. And I think we would do more of zoom in and zoom out. Zoom out. I know. I think I've added some standard about this before, but I think we would do more of it because it's going to reset the attention span of the viewer, like just probably 5 seconds, every 5 seconds, or every 5 to 8 seconds, as long as there's kind of like this one, so it's 1 second, 2, 3, 4, 5. The old saying, if you don't use it, you will lose it, has a lot of merit when it comes to keeping your body fit and flexible. Yeah, I think this one here. I actually even on the 3 second here. Use it. So I think this one here. I think I would split it here. So I would start here, and there you have it. And the other thing I noticed that when you're zooming in, zoom out, so you're using this here. Okay, so I don't want you to use that. Okay, so always just make that stay. Never touch it, because if you try to do that when you make mistake like this, you might probably make it smaller like this, and then you have black borders on it when it's being produced. Okay, so never touch that when it's already been fixed. So you see that it's already been fixed with that size, the size of this canvas. So let me just make sure that it's fit. So it's already filling every. So let me just zoom out 25% or probably 10%. So zoom to 10%. So I want to make sure that I don't have black border. There you go. Yeah, so I don't have black border at the sides of this. So making sure that this video actually fit onto that canvas. Okay, so there you have it. So again, in the clip, you have to click that clip. So you're selecting the clip and make sure you use this crop. Okay, so crop, click that, and this is where you zoom in and zoom out. So just drag this part here, and like for example, I want to zoom this part here, like apply, and you notice that it's now zoom in, and of course you could always edit that and adjust it. So you notice that there's always this lines here, so you will always know that she is in the center of the video. So apply that, and there you have it. So notice that if I play it,
you will lose it has a lot of merit when it comes to keeping your
you see that that's much better, right? And
body fit and flexible, especially as you age. You might be experiencing stiffness.
and there you have it. So now I also added a whoosh here, so every time I transition to something, so you see that.
Stiffness in your joints or
So we added some whoos there. And another thing in it is, again, so since I already saved this here, I could right click that and copy effect. The only thing about copying effect is that when you copy the effect here, it will not just include the color, it also include the zoom in that you've applied in this clip here. So what we have to do is we could if we're intentional that we include everything that's coming from that, so we could actually just right click and paste the effect directly here. So paste the effect. So notice that it applies the zoom that already been applied here, not just the color grading that we applied. If you don't want that, of course, if you just copy the color effect, then what we could do is that we have to make sure that we save that color effect that we already we already applied here. So remember here, so if you go back here, so we already have this color applied. So with that, I could save that as custom, and I could probably say Liliana 3. And then there you have it. So now that's already saved. So if I go to the other clip that I have here, so that's why it's important that you apply this ahead of time, so that whenever we cut and whenever we split the clip, that color is color grading already been applied. So you notice that. So I click that. So now it only applies the color grading, not the zoom that we applied here. So then again, since we have split this, we already split this, you have to make sure that you go through to each of this clip, and you have to make sure that you right click. You could apply that there. So, or you can actually select all of this. So click, or you could highlight like this. So now we're applying that, and then we go to, oh, sorry, I think we cannot apply the colors. Yes, we cannot apply the colors to that. Yeah, so I think we have to do it individually. So there you go. So we apply. Yeah, so we don't necessarily have, instead, now it's already selecting there. Since we double click this, it opens the color. So what we could do is that we select, shift, and then click this. Click, 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 click. So make sure that all of this clip is applied. And then now the same thing, you go to color and apply the Liliana 3. that we just saved. So there you have it. So it should now be applied. So if I go to this clip, if I go to this clip, if I go to this clip, so notice that now the color grading is actually applied. Okay, so now, by the way, this one here, I need to fix this. And by the way, I don't know why you're displaying this. Actually, what she mentioned is that without the grain. So it seems like that's grain and wet hair there.
Try including healthy proteins and fats with each meal while keeping the high starchy carbohydrates
It's a high starchy carbohydrates away
like grains and packaged foods off of your plate.
off of your plate. So that means this shouldn't be around here. So you should remove that on the video. Okay, so there you have it. So for the video here, since it's actually missing here. I actually have to find that. So I have to right click and locate in the resource. And it is actually this one. Okay, so I just have to drag and drop it here, like so, and then just match what you have created here, and just delete here. So delete that. So of course I have to apply the zoom in zoom out. So transition, so that's going to be warp. You have used warp there, right? So I think you're using warp 3. Yeah, so warp 3. And I could use other warp though, pretty much as long as it's warp.
Healthy proteins and fats with each meal while keeping the high starch.
And don't forget that we should apply the whoosh there. So again, so let's just zoom in on this part here. So copy that. And then from this part here, again, so we have to apply that here. There you go. So now it should say,
Proteins and fats.
yeah, so it seems like it didn't match because the length of the animation and the audio is not much. So we have to match the length of the audio and the animation so that it will not be awkward. So there you go.
Including healthy proteins and fats with each meal.
By the way, it's late because it's too heavy. So let me just remove again my color because it's changing now. So I'm disabling again. So you have it.
Healthy proteins and fats with each meal.
And yeah, so that's pretty much it about that. And then the same thing, we could copy this clip again, this audio, and then we paste that at the beginning of this. Of course, we need to shorten this. So at the beginning of this transition, so Control V, and there you have it.
Strong and
So again, let's do it again.
full, strong and flexible.
And yeah, so there you have it. And again, we must apply more zoom in and zoom out on this video, so it would be more
Losing
yeah.
more muscle.
And by the way, when you zoom in and zoom out, make sure that it's really near to the start of the of when she's going to talk. So you have to move that in like that. So again, let's try.
Losing more muscle.
You see that? And for any of this unnecessary space like that or silence, you could actually just remove that, but not every time. Okay?
Losing more muscle than fat.
Yeah, there you go. So even for this one,
Weight. Try intermittent.
yeah. So there you go. So I think that post actually don't need it. So there you go. And let's move again. So we have kind of long part here. That's 2, 7, that's 5 seconds plus 11, 6 seconds. So I could split more of this to more zoom in and zoom out.
If you're experiencing joint pain, consider experimenting by eliminating some
So there you go. So this one here, commercial. So again, what you've used here is this one, commercial, gluten-free, or I could actually try to find gluten-free food. Gluten-free. I think, well, of course, we have to go to media, by the way. So let's just go to gluten. Oh, sorry. So I have to go to global media, cloud media, stock media, sorry. So I have to go to stock media, and There should be partners here. Again, we go to pixels. So let's try gluten free. So since she mentioned
some commercial gluten products or
commercial gluten product, gluten products, no gluten products. So since she's saying not, so probably the gluten product. If you add no, probably there will be some images that says no gluten. Um, yeah, it seems like that grocery is in the result. Well, yeah, so I think you're good of choosing this. So we are going to drag that here, and then again we adjust that. And since this one actually have an audio, we have to remove that audio. And unless that audio is not that disturbing, so
gluten products or
yeah, so let's just delete this, and again we just replace the transition to warp. So let's just use warp 3 for this. I think that's good. And then again, let's just use zoom in and zoom out. I mean the whoosh. So let's copy one of the whoosh here. So start there. And there you go. So let's make sure you listen first.
some commercial gluten products.
And there you have it. And here.
You might be surprised.
So there you go.
Joint pain. Consider experimenting by eliminating some
So there you go. So I think there's some issue on transitioning here, like
some
so yeah, like I think I miscut here, so I might probably lengthen this a bit.
some
Or yeah, I think I would be better at removing this part.
some
Yeah, so that's much better.
some some commercial gluten products or any inflammatory process.
Yeah, so I think we could actually remove some of this poses here, like so, and then this one here. So not the big deal. So even this one here.
You might
Yes, this one here. That's just milliseconds, so that's not that big deal.
you might be surprised on how
And
much
then also this one, since we made a cut, so we need to move this to align with the end of this. Okay, so you notice this is the audio here, so that's pretty aligned where the transition start.
be surprised on how
There you go. So you see that. So you have to align the start of the audio to the start of the transition. So notice that. Okay, so notice you see that you could align that there. And yeah, so we're good with that. And then again, we add
surprised on
more.
how much supple and more energy you're going to have.
So this one here.
And, and more energy you're going to have.
So this one here, I think I would start here, and then I would remove this longer post, like about 1 second, almost. So there you go. So let's see.
Experience have experience
Is that correct?
have
Yeah. So yeah. So there's longer post there, and then this one here, I would start adjusting zoom, and I think it's actually she's not aligned from this video here, so she's not centered. So I think I would do better job here on aligning her first. And yeah, so there you go. Unless I add some text on the side.
and more energy you're going to have.
Yeah, there you go. So she's no longer aligned, so I need to align her. And then I think I would adjust, she's going to be bigger or smaller on this area or on this clip. So there you go.
Experience.
So yeah, that's much better. And then by the way, so pretty much the same thing here. So she's not aligned here. So she's on the side. So you need to move her on this side. So she should be centered. Unless I would add some text on this side here. So I could move her on the side there and would add some text on that part. So say you see that. So say for example, if she's going to be telling something,
If you're
yeah, so you could align her at the side and then we could add some text on this other side.
a few questions. If you're experiencing joint pain,
Yeah, joint pain. So probably we could add that joint pain. Let's see, stock media, joint pain, or
consider experimenting by eliminating some commercial gluten. Consider experiment.
yeah, I think that's better here. Um,
Consider experimenting by eliminating some
yeah, so I think she's showing here on the center here because it's not yet covered by this. So let's start this here. I think we cannot drag it more there, and then this should be here. So again, let's start the audio on this transition. So that should be the start of the audio.
eliminating some commercial gluten.
There you go. So I think that's good there. I think though we don't have a text to put there.
If you're experiencing joint pain, consider experimenting by eliminating some commercial gluten products or any inflammatory processed foods for a minimum of 6 weeks. You might be surprised on how much supple and
And of course, since we move this, so the audio is no longer aligned. So to make sure that we align the audio to the start of the transition. So this is where the audio starts. There you go. So let's move in.
you might be surprised on how much supple and more.
Yeah. So you see that again. Those are the things that I saw need to be fixed. Let's add more zoom in, zoom out, and also proper use of zooming on the clip, not resizing it here. Rather use this one here. And the other thing is that lastly, I think would be the last part. Not probably. I want to make sure that you use when you add the animation of the gluten free at the end of the video. I think this one here. So since she's promoting the gluten free, the cookbook.
And sharp at any age. Download.
So this is what I did. So I made the color kind of transparent, and then I made the cookbook to be more visible, and she's on the background while she's talking.
Liliana's Keto Cookbook. With
So you see
it,
that.
you can make healthy.
You see that. Yeah. So and then we incorporate more zoom in, zoom out here later on. But that's the thing that I did. So again, if I double click this is just a text, and then if you go to the advanced, so I just added that cookbook, and then also this is a shape. So this is a shape, and then what I did on this shape is that you notice that I just covered the entire thing, and I had to make sure that it's overlapping so that we are not going to see something like this, like it's not covered completely. So I just may overlap that to the entire video, and then the color of that is of course the feel, not the outline. So actually we could remove this outline here. That's not necessary. Instead, it should be the shape feel. Okay, so that's the shape. So it's a shape feel, and then I made the opacity to 77%, like that. So it's going to not cover everything if it's 100%. So we just have to adjust opacity. So it's kind of darker background so that this will pop up, because If we make this white, of course, if that's not visible, by the way, if I click this, let's just move this up a bit. So if I click that, if you don't have shape fill, you notice that it's not readable because this is light. Okay, so we made some background to make it darker, so this will pop. So the light green and also the white text. Okay, so we could even move this around if you wanted to make it more centered. So if you want to do that, so like so. All right. So yeah, I think that's much simpler to do. Okay, so I also made some changes on the text that we're using. So we're using Lotto. Yeah, Lotto. I think we just use Lotto regular for this. And then, of course, make this a bit smaller. Link in the description. So align left. So it's going to be aligned with that. Okay, so just proper spacing on things. And there you have it. And then again, I also added some animation to this. So if you click the shape, so I added the dirt right insert. So that's applied here. You notice that you could adjust, of course, the animation. You see that that should start, and then here you notice this is the animation here for the download kitty cookbook. So we don't want to make this start before this. So you notice if you play this,
Download.
you see that it appears first, the text appears first. So we need to make this late. The animation should be late, or actually we could move this around like this, so it will not show up until this until this background here covers.
Download Liliana's keto.
You see that? So kind of slow though because I'm recording.
Download Liliana's keto.
Yeah, so again, I have added some animation. So I use boom for the cookbook, and then this one I use the what did I use here? So I use the zoom out, and also this one here is so they're pretty much different different animation, but I'm sure that they're when you're using animation, we have to make sure that they're actually complementary to each other. Like if this is a animation left, so this might probably coming from the right like that. Okay, so as long as they're complementary. Okay.
Download Liliana's keto cookbook. With it, you can.
So you go. There you go. So apply, and there you have it. So now we could see this.
Sharp at any age. Download Liliana's keto cookbook. With it, you can make healthy and delightful.
Yeah. Again, I think we click to the advanced, and we have to make sure that the animation here actually ends first before the before this background here. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this. So
download Liliana's keto cookbook. With it, you can make healthy and delightful.
And here, you notice this this clip here. You actually to use that. This is where I mentioned that whenever you're zooming in, never put this on, or never use or never adjust the size of the original video. So again, use this crop here. So this is where I noticed that when you're using zoom in, zoom out, you actually use that method. Okay, so we don't want to use that method. So make sure that still the size of the canvas. And there you go. So just use this crop. Okay, crop. Okay, so there you go. So now, again, so we didn't do any animation here.
With it, you can make healthy and delightful choices that may relieve inflammation, joint discomfort.
So I think this one here, I would add more. And also I would remove this.
Joint discomfort.
And yeah, so I could adjust this clip a bit. So since she's using the cookbook, I think it's best to actually zoom in on this part.
joint discomfort, and more, all while still enjoying the foods you love.
So again, we have space there. So make sure you remove that. And
Don't waste one more minute.
there you go.
Seize the opportunity by downloading.
So there's one here. So I could remove this part. And this one here, I could adjust, make it a bit bigger. And by the way, we could also use animation zoom animation with slow zoom. Like let me show that to you how to do that. Or you could also apply this on some part.
By downloading Liliana's Keto Cookbook.
So here, that's a too much space. So again, here, there you go.
For free.
Let me see.
Cookbook for free.
I think that's just too much of a cut. So let's just remove that cut.
For free. Cookbook for free.
Too much cut.
For free.
And here, I think I would, let's just delete that.
For free.
And what I want to do here,
For free. Today, and elevate.
this one here, I would like to zoom up until here.
Elevate.
So let me just see how many seconds that. 5, 6, 7. So you know this is 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds. So that's 1, 2, 3 second, 4 second, 5 seconds. So I think I would end up here for 5 second.
Your daily well-being.
Yes, I think I would end here. So this one here, so I don't need that. So this entire clip here, I could add another zoom in, zoom out animation style rather than jump cut like this. So instead of doing that, so I could start from here. So at the very beginning of the clip, and then I go to the video, and then you could see here that says scale. I could probably add an animation there. So there you go. We have an animation. So we add this keyframe, and then here at the end of the keyframe, so I think I would add a keyframe funnel. So it says keyframe funnel. So I could add another keyframe here. Click that. I think I would add it at the end. So notice that keyframe there. And then again, so that from that keyframe, so I would add the zoom here. So I would probably zoom this more like so and click apply. So let me see if this actually applies. I think it actually didn't apply that zoom in from here. Okay, so I think we would use pan and zoom. Yeah, so we could use pan and zoom instead. So sorry for that. So let's just remove this animation. We don't actually need that keyframe there. So let's just go back to the clip, and instead let's just use this crop and zoom. And then we could start here and pan and zoom. So start here. Let's start there, and then at the end we could adjust what would be the end of this. And then you notice this arrow here where it's going to animate. So this is going to the end. So let's just stay at the center here, still center, but needs to be a bit bigger. Of course, we need to make sure that it's not covering her face. And I think we adjust this one here. So there you have it. So let's try to apply. So let's just play.
For free today and elevate your daily well-being.
So yeah, so that's how it works. Okay, so or I would like to make this a bit bigger. So you have to make sure that it's very cross so that it will not be shaky.
For free today and elevate your daily well-being. For free today and elevate your daily well-being.
Yeah, there you go. So that's how zoom and pan works.
For free today and elevate your daily well-being. Join me in embracing a healthier life.
Yeah, so I think actually I could make this clip longer. We could apply that zoom pan to a more longer clip, um, but don't apply it every time. Okay, so just
Today and elevate your daily well-being. Join.
you see that. So again, that's zoom and pan. Again, if you apply that, you have to make sure that it's pretty centered. Okay, so you notice that green and orange. So because if you are going to do it like this, it will be so
For
shaky.
free today and elevate your daily well-being.
You see
For
that?
free today and
So again, this is going to be the distance. If you start here like that,
elevate your daily well-being.
you see
For
that's
free
that's
today.
what it what it is. That's why we need to make this centered. The cross should be centered, and we could start where we wanted to start. But again, I would probably just use the crop and zoom here for this because this clip is shorter. I want to apply zoom pan and zoom, by the way, only on parts where it's going to be um, longer clip, like probably this part here. So this is if 11, 8, it starts with 10, 11, 12, 13. So I think it's actually still short. So that's just about 3 seconds. So 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 5 seconds. Yeah, so that's just 5 seconds. Yeah, so I think 5 seconds would be better. So let's try to use on 5 seconds. So let's pan and zoom. And this is the end here. So we want this to be a bit bigger like this. And also this one should be centered. And again, let's make this centered. And let's play.
Join me in embracing a healthier lifestyle, one meal at a time.
Yes, I think that's better. But I think that the distance to both would be just too um, large, so or too big. So let's just make this end a bit bigger. And there you go.
Join me in embracing a healthier lifestyle, one meal at a time.
Yes, I think that's much better. So 5 seconds is good. Okay, so 5 seconds is good for zoom and pan.
Join me in embracing a healthier lifestyle, one meal at a time.
And again, this clip here. So I need to find what it is. And that's a subscribe button. So I just have to add that. Oops, sorry. So that's 3 selection. So just use this one. And let's just remove. And this one, we need to remove the color. Oops, sorry. So what is a AI tool, chroma key, and there you have it. And I think it's just to offset. The tolerance. Oops, what happened? Edge feeder. So I think it's just too of an edge feeder. There you go. Okay, so edge thickness. So let's just make this lower, 0. And there you have it. So what is tolerance, by the way? Yeah, I think Alpha channel. Oh. Oh no. Color. What's the color? So anyways, offset. So what is offset? There you go. Oops. Offset. I think because of offset. Uh-oh. Again, the feather. I think the feather. And the edge thickness. Yeah, so sorry for that. So there you have it. So again, make sure you are using the correct settings here, because if we adjust the edge feeder, feeder, yeah, it's feather, too much, it will be some kind of like this. You notice that? So we have to make sure that we edge this to 0. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then I think the last one would be just the cut here. And then I would do something like at the end here would be kind of three, 33, 23 to 33. Yeah, so I think your logo here, make sure you are properly setting the logo. And then I think what would I do whenever we go with this at the end? I think um, I think I would love to use this instead here, that you use in the intro. This one here, the subscribe at the end, and I would switch them because this is more of an opener. This video here. Yes, I think that's much better for that. And this one here, I would probably use this better on the opener. Yes, I think that's pretty much it. Though this is fine, by the way. Okay, but I would still change that or replace that. So I would adjust it here. And by the way, when we're adjusting here, if I delete this, you notice that it's moving. You have to make sure you double check all of this and make sure that's still aligned, the audio and this text at the top like that. Okay, so oops.
You might be
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much of this. Hopefully, we will have more improvement. Again, don't forget the color grading. So make sure you are checking all of our checklists, and then also add this audio effect on all of our transitions at least. You notice if I locate this source funnel, so this is whoosh. Okay, so let me just right click and locate this. It says whoosh whoosh, so rate. So whoosh whoosh. And you could use different sound effect. Okay, so as much as possible. And then add more clips if possible. And then the same thing with the zoom in and cut, zoom in cut. Use more with couple of seconds, so
making it
that
less
it will be more
motivating or
engaging, or kind of attention resetting. Okay, so they will not get bored watching the same position, because we are now on the game of attention span of viewers. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.